Courtney Love.
Courtney.
Hi.
How are you, Courtney?
How are you?
How are you?
Good. What's going on?
Just coming from Stern.
Have a seat. Yeah, huh?
Yeah.
What happened? Jim Brewer was...
He was like, has she left yet? Because I have a story. And he's on SNL, and he told this story. It's total bullshit. So I went back in there and clarified it.
Oh,
yeah.
Jim Brewer, right?
Yeah, Brewer.
Yeah.
Yeah, we know him
He was
pretty
telling
well.
an SNL story that just wasn't true.
Really?
About you?
Yeah, people always have this sort of like Courtney stole my grandmother's wedding ring and then menstruated on my Patisi sheets and then she burned the building down kind of thing. So, and then she punched my grandma.
People will usually err to the side of you probably did something outrageous, though. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, even Howard was showing me this picture. He goes, "See, you're not wearing underwear." I'm like, that is a thin strip of cotton.
There's a difference.
A little sneak shot that was taken?
No, it was a stage diving those days.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So you covered up the goods with something.
I always cover up the goods.
You
man.
covered up the
'Cause
goods.
I don't want air down there.
You must have been
supposed
caught,
to air it
though.
out, though?
What?
Aren't you supposed to air it out?
Well, when you're in the bath, it's shit, yeah.
But I figured being
But not on
concert
stage.
wearing like...
I mean, my move, I only have one rock move, is up, my foot up on the monitor. So, you can sort of see up. And the thicker the line of cotton is, the more safe I feel.
Right. Yeah, yeah.
All right, I get
Certainly
it.
waxed.
Yeah.
You
Right, you don't want any pubes sticking out of it.
Yeah, wires.
Unruly.
Yeah.
Unruly.
You
like
keep
the
it all
Black
cleaned
Crowes
down
of
there.
America cover.
There is a band that was called L7. They're awesome.
Sure.
And I this is like coming to the collective, and now it's me, but I didn't do it. I didn't think of this. This girl named Janita Sparks. I grew up with her. Actually, her bass player, Jennifer Finch, who's my oldest friend, still has the same phone number. I don't want to say the area code, but it's 475-0119. It's been that for 37 years.
Damn.
Okay? So if I'm ever in jail, that is the number I
That's
can
the one
call.
you have memorized. Yeah.
Anyway, Finch and Danita, they were at Reading in England, and they were getting bottled and booed and mud and da-da-da. And Danita was on a really quite heavy menses, and she reaches into her jeans and she just took this tampon and she threw it into the crowd.
Whoa.
It's a 100,000 person crowd. Legendary, right?
That's rock
Brilliant.
and roll right
I
there.
wish I had fucking thought of it.
That's rock and roll.
So this guy comes up to me
Shocking.
about, I don't know, 2 weeks ago, and he goes, "Yeah, I got hit in the face with your tampon at the Palladium." I'm like,
man.
I didn't do it, man.
They'll attribute that to you because...
Yeah, I mean,
yeah,
I
it's
love
Courtney.
the accolade, but I didn't think of it.
Yeah.
That's a big fetish for a lot of guys, too. It's a really weird one. That's one I don't get.
Be hit by
Really?
a
No,
tampon?
tampons are a
She told
fetish.
me she was having a really heavy flow, and that
Wow.
she could just
Clumpy?
see the blood spurting off of
Oh,
the...
man.
Yeah, but I mean, if your fucking drummer gets hit in the head with a hard bottle, like, you know,
gotta fight with what you got.
gotta fight with your
Yeah,
little
yeah.
string.
Tampons.
Just
Take
oh my
your pearl
God.
out there and...
Now, you don't deny that you were pretty wild back in what they call the day, right?
I'm wild in the day, but, there's this great Flaubert quote. He wrote the book of Madame Bovary. It is wild in my work, bourgeois in my life.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Does that
and
fit you? Yeah.
That fits me to a T right now.
Yeah. Oh, so you've in your personal life, what, you've kind of mellowed out
Bourgeois.
a little bit? Bourgeois.
Gracious living.
Bourgeois.
Gracious living.
But still, when you're on stage and stuff, you're
Yeah, but I don't
Out there.
stage dive anymore.
no.
Because, the fingering and everything else. I was trying to prove a point. It was like, okay, Vedder could do this, Kurt could do this, Cordell could do this, and they'd get you like football heroes. And I kept trying to prove the point. And
Yeah.
I never broke my limbs never got broken.
Right.
But my clothes would all be off.
Wow.
Would guys
What
grope
got-
you, pushing you back up?
Yeah, there's pictures of just very violent and da-da-da. But I just liked it. I was like, all right, are you going to rape me? You going to rape me? Was this some sort of like
Wow.
game you play? I don't know.
So guys actually would finger you as you would...
Yeah.
Crowd surf?
But I didn't really feel it because I was also fighting off my arms getting broken, my tits getting squeezed, and
Yeah, you got to prioritize the body
Yeah,
parts
you
at that
know,
point.
You don't
Yeah,
feel the
yeah.
finger.
neck getting twisted.
Right.
So if you're mellow in your personal life, does that make you want to go back to work because you kind of miss
Yeah,
that?
I'm touring. I start touring on the 20th. I can't wait.
Where's the tour start?
It's a tertiary market tour, meaning it's like small venues, like Stone Pony and House of Blues and like things like that.
Right.
And then I'm doing this television show, which shall not be named, that I thought I would never do TV. Ever. Ever. You know, like TV's the devil. I mean, I remember walking around Memphis with Woody Harrelson, like 14 years ago during that Larry Flint movie, and unfortunately his name was Woody, the bartender, as well, and it was like walking around with a fucking beetle.
Wow, yeah.
And I had this one girlfriend who became a soap opera star, and I went to a mall with her, and these ladies were they were like cattle, and they were very large and in sweat outfits, and she was mobbed.
Yeah.
And
All for being on TV.
From being on a soap opera.
Yeah, but
and
you're
they knew her
recognizable.
storyline, and they didn't know her name as an actress. And anyway, TV's just never been my thing, particularly what we call reality TV or whatever. And this isn't like some E! channel Courtney's life thing.
What TV show is it?
I can't tell you.
Oh, man.
Oh, wow.
Because it's a network thing. So it's a big thing.
Is it something that's already on, or is it brand new?
No, it's already on.
Look at that.
Well, maybe like, American Idol.
I can't say. I just can't say.
Judge or something.
I just can't say.
A judge on American Idol.
I just can't say.
That's a big
She
gig.
can't
I just can't say.
Wow, you're going to be on American
gig.
Idol. That's great. That's a great gig.
I did not say that.
I didn't. I'm
That's
just
a
saying
great
that
gig.
if you did that
Wow,
one-
American
All I know
Idol. We
is
got a
that-
scoop today.
Is that this show is looking for.
Yeah.
I read the demographic thing they're looking for is disaffected. I love that word.
Oh.
Disaffected females and homosexuals.
Oh.
And therefore, there is only one person to call. That would be me.
Wait, so what show? The Voice?
Yes.
No,
No,
well,
I
yeah,
get the
it still could be American
cutters.
Idol.
Yeah.
I get,
That is true,
What happened
yeah.
to my mic?
That's on.
It's on.
No, you muted me.
No
You're
way.
silencing me.
No.
Is it your
You're
headphones?
silencing me.
Hit your
Where?
headphones with your
Who's
name.
Opie and who's Anthony?
Opie.
Anthony.
Who do you think looks like Anthony out of these two?
I don't know.
No, really, it's
we didn't mute you.
You're
Maybe
not
it's your
Muted
headphones.
I'm silence of the lambs.
maybe your headphone jack is.
Grace, I can smell the lambs.
Maybe your headphone jack.
Your cheap perfume.
So American Idol, that's a great gig.
I did not say
It's either that or The Voice, I'm thinking.
Yeah.
I
one of the-
did,
yeah.
Okay,
All
I
right.
could get
The
on The Voice
Voice.
if you pay. I mean,
Oh,
so
okay.
not
It's
The
not
Voice.
The Voice. But she's not saying no to American Idol.
I'm not saying anything.
American Idol,
Oh,
they're
no,
knocking
what's-
everybody out,
What's the
too.
dance show? To,
Nah.
Dance with the
Yeah,
Stars?
Dance with the Stars.
Because you know, because I'm sorry, my pole work gives me so much,
I enjoyed that greatly that you just did that.
capacity.
Did
Yeah,
you, Jimmy?
that was
Does she
great.
have the goods covered up?
Very covered up.
All
but
right,
very
they're covered
sexy.
up.
Yeah.
Yeah, with a thin strip.
With
Very
a thin
thin
strip.
strip.
A very thin strip.
Yeah, that was a hit.
She's not denying American Idol.
No.
And they're getting rid of everybody.
They
Yeah.
really are.
That'd
They're
be a
gutting
great
it.
gig.
That would be a good one.
They
Yeah,
like
nice
someone that's
wardrobe
outspoken,
budget, I guess,
Yeah.
right?
a little
Yes.
outrageous.
Yeah.
They like that on the show.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you'd be
yeah.
perfect for that show.
You'd be honest.
Yep. She's not saying a word.
Oh, rumor has
Rumor
it.
has it. That's how it
Well,
starts.
it's been too soft because nobody's been honest on that show for a while.
Yeah.
And you need that.
Don't you think like badasses are supposed to go on there and be badasses, and then they go on there, it's butterflies flying out their asses? It's like,
Yeah.
come on,
Yeah.
you know.
Well,
We'll get the real
Tyler,
Courtney
even
Love.
like he was nice.
They were
Yeah.
overly nice.
Well, your buddy there, Howard, he is a bit soft on some of the acts. I guess you can't just wheel in
He's
there and go
mellowing
like,
out, though.
yeah. You can't just go in there though and be
We
like,
just had a total Grace Kelly to, we had a totally non-controversial, fantastic
yeah,
discussion.
Yeah,
I hope I
yeah.
get invited back.
So you think that on the show you'll be more outrageous and you'll speak the truth if someone's bad?
What, on American
I
Idol,
didn't
you
say
mentioned.
what
Yeah.
show it was.
I know. I'm not saying. I'm just saying whatever
In
show
general,
it is.
Whatever show
it
you're
is, I shall
judging.
speak the truth.
Right. So if someone's lip syncing or all that stuff, you're gonna call
I
them
did
out.
the Billboard Awards once, and I refused to lip sync, and it was a huge mistake.
oh really?
Why?
Yeah, because there's like this little delay, and because I thought it was just. Can I say I thought it was gay? without
Yeah.
offending my
Yeah.
homos. Homosexual fans, I love you. I do
offending
say
your
gay
homos.
sometimes, okay? I thought it was just lame, and we actually sounded worse. Because they
Wow.
weren't doing AccuTuning back then and whatever. And
Yeah.
I think Kid Rock said something on the Billboard Awards about people that lip sync. But he's got to lip sync. We all lip sync now.
Yeah.
On those shows. You
Yeah,
have to,
yeah,
or you
yeah.
sound like shit.
Oh man, that's
But
kind
why
of
does it sound like shit?
That
Why can't
does
they get that
suck.
I
sound
don't
like they were
know,
sound check
because,
earlier in the day?
yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
It does suck.
You ever heard the Chili Peppers without Anthony's voice accutuned? Oh, not going there. Sorry.
Accutune is something they do live. Is that like...
No. They can do it live, but it's where if you're hitting flats and sharps, they can.
It rounds it up to where it's supposed to be. Yeah,
puts it where it's supposed to be.
It's
what they did with Mary J. Blige's voice. In my opinion, Mary J. Blige had this fantastic, phenomenal, soulful, wounded, great voice, and lately, what I hear is really accutuned, and it's like Barbie. It's like, where are you?
And have you used that?
For me?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I'm white. I don't hear.
You like
those notes.
You're not going to do that, but the live shows you do, it's all real. You don't use any of that stuff.
Of course.
But Anthony Kiedis doesn't sound great live, huh? If you take that away,
I would say without insulting one of my oldest friends who let me use his rehearsal space before I even had a band, therefore I wouldn't even be here without Flea, that Anthony's voice is slightly banal without a little something like reverb or something.
Well, when they first started, he wasn't even on key a lot of the times. That was kind of the way the music was written, too. And then later on, when they got very popular, it was more of a pop thing, and it needed to be on key
smoother,
and everything.
Right?
Yeah, he was very loose with his being either flat or sharp with a lot of things.
There was like something there was like a lack of personality for a while.
Yeah.
And when you're in studios, you hear people's voices naked, which, I mean, you hear your own voice naked, it's embarrassing enough. But when you're hearing other people's voices naked, it's like taking a look at them showering.
Yeah, I think that's why you
so
can
it's
never...
kind of like tattling on it isn't really cool.
You can never really get the impact of what people are going to hear on a record.
Cool.
No. You can't really tell what people are going to hear on a record because you hear it as you're singing it and you hear just bare through the cans. And every time you listen to that song, even through when they're processing it,
unless you're in love with yourself,
you can't. Well, yeah, but who is?
I am.
Are you really?
Yeah.
Well, when you hear yourself back, does it usually sound better or worse than you first thought it was going to sound? Like if you listen back to a tape, it's like, wow, I thought I was worse. Oh, it sounds better than you thought.
Yeah.
Sounds fantastic.
I think I'm hot. I'm sorry.
I'm awesome.
What do you think of Amanda Bynes? You tweeted her recently.
Oh yeah, that thing. I think she likes the word ugly a lot.
Yeah, she uses that for everybody.
It's like, what's that about? Listen, I was 14. I was so bloody ugly, and I thought I was Kate Moss. I chased this guy named Mark Rennie. He was the hottest photographer in Portland around. Convinced him. I got to show you guys these pictures. They're so ugly. I had this big schnoz. And I had like blusher on like this, and I'm wearing white gloves and black and white thing, and I'm like this, like making new wave faces.
Oh, nice.
And, like voguing, and I am so fucking homely, and I think and a gap in my teeth, and I thought I was the hottest thing in the world, and I was 180 pounds.
Wow.
So if someone calls me ugly, it sort of rolls off my back because. Right. Like, it's not about looks, it's about attitude. I mean, you get laid on attitude. That's it.
But didn't you think that was kind of shitty? Because you kind of like, you didn't say anything bad to her.
No, what I said back to her is you misunderstood me. And...
Well, your tweet was, get it together, dude, I think, right?
The first was tweet
something
was
like that?
Get it together, dude, because it's so crazy.
Yeah, of course.
The wig and the this and that.
Oh, we love it, though.
And marijuana isn't a drug. Come on. And clearly, marijuana is a drug.
Leads to other drugs.
And then there's this whole thing about like Disney kids just like they're not educated. Look at how she writes. I'm not educated either, but I'm at least autodidactic. At least I try and read Flaubert. Do you know what I mean? Pronounce it correctly. They have no parental infrastructure, and they just get like after they're not nubile anymore or useful. They're sort of waylaid.
They just lose it.
Yeah.
And then we all pick on them.
She comes off as a little
enjoy
dumb.
it.
Well, we love a train wreck.
Yeah, but
who doesn't love a train wreck?
Don't model your thing on Lohan, man. Like,
right.
Yeah, and we do look at it until something tragic happens, and then everybody's like, she should have had help and this. But meanwhile, everyone was piling on the dog pile like that.
Yeah.
You kind of went through a period in time, though, where you were looked at like that. like the crazy chick. Everything.
I still kind of am. That's why I want to do this television show, because there are people in Lubbock, Texas that still think I'm on a stretcher in 2003 going to Bellevue for crack. It's like, you guys, that was 10 years ago, and after 72 hours of Bellevue, trust me, you're never doing crack
You don't want to
again.
go back.
So do you think that people will change their opinion of you, like after they see you with the young contestants and stuff like that, interacting?
Did we talk about contestants? I don't know shit about
Especially on a network, a regular network, like, you know, a real network, not even cable, because that's even though the ratings are down, it's still
do you know how
a
pissy
big
these
show.
network guys are? I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Do not get me in trouble.
But you think that they'll change their opinion after they see your next project?
I don't know. I can only be myself.
But don't you like, that's not a bad image to have, because it's interesting. People always want to see what you're doing. It's like, it's
I
not
just
boring.
have a problem cursing.
Yeah.
Because I curse naturally.
Is it
Well, pre-tape?
And no, they do a live show too.
But there's got to be a delay on
That
it.
could be the
I
problem.
know,
Yeah,
but
there'll
I
be a little
really
delay.
say fuck a lot.
Yeah, so when you do the live show for American Idol, that could be a problem.
Right, they'll probably say don't say fuck.
Yeah, they
And
might
you
have
won't.
to put a delay on for you.
But I'll tell you,
Coffee or
Courtney, it's really going to help.
Can I
It's going to
have some
help you.
coffee?
It's going to help
Hey,
your
want
live
coffee?
dates.
Sure.
Get Courtney some
What'd you say?
coffee.
It's definitely going to help your live dates, because I saw with Steven
Yeah.
Tyler when I went to see Aerosmith after he was on the show, how many more people, like younger people, guys bringing their kids and stuff to the shows. So it's definitely going to help if you want to get back out there, do whole or your solo stuff.
I want to put out
Here.
new music.
Yeah, it's gonna be huge for you.
So
You need
that's
coffee?
really important to me.
What?
I want blonde. It's called blonde, sweet and blonde.
I know the blonde coffee from Starbucks.
Yeah.
I know it.
No. But I made up the word before Starbucks started it.
Did you?
So you should sue them.
What
You
are
know
you
what?
doing?
I actually had a lawsuit with Howard Schultz.
Can I say something? We love you.
You do?
Yeah, we thought we were going to not get along for some weird reason.
Why?
I don't know. You hear the stories over the years. And
Yeah,
shit.
that I burned down your grandma's house and then
all
I
that
punched her and
shit.
stole her wedding.
Yeah, all that
No, there's
shit.
the thing is, there's rats all over that like ratting and stuff like that. So somebody had said, Courtney's bashing you on Howard. And you weren't bashing.
I
You just were
wasn't. I
like,
said
oh,
it
they
just don't
shocked
know
you.
us.
Right.
You just don't know us.
But you know how people are, especially on like Twitter and stuff. They're just like, you could say something and it could be the most innocent thing. It's like, yeah, that person's bashing
What
you.
are they like? I said, what are they like? Are they shock jocks? Are they like,
Right,
are
right.
they like coming for your crowd?
Right,
I mean,
right,
it's not
right.
like trying.
It's like,
I mean,
no.
Howard
he's
knows.
Howard.
Howard
Yeah,
knows.
yeah,
No,
exactly.
we go way back
By
with
the way,
Howard.
you smell really good.
You do.
I mean, is it? She's, and I mean this like in a complimentary way. It reminds me of what Ozzy wears. It smells good, but
Wow.
a feminine version of it. It smells really good.
Oh, you know what's interesting about that? It's called
Check and Speak?
Back in Black, and it is the top note is tobacco, and that's kind of rock smell. And then the second note is cherry, and then the third note is
Vanilla.
no, I want to say pussy, but it's not. But can I have a coffee?
Yeah, we got someone getting you.
Yeah,
in the
Iraq's
back.
getting.
What do you want?
Like lots of milk and lots of sugar.
Lots of milk and
you
lots
want-
of sugar.
Our
be so
coffee here
awesome.
sucks, though. Can't we
It's
go to
not
Starbucks?
that bad. They got the little
They can
pot
make
thing.
Starbucks in the
I'll
back.
take shit coffee. It's fine. Sludge.
Sure?
Sludge.
All right.
Don't
Fair
mind some
enough.
shit coffee.
Fair
Yeah.
enough.
So, Courtney, is this these live dates? Is this a solo band or is this whole?
This is I'm calling it Courtney Love.
Okay, so
But it's my guitar player Miko, and I would take Melissa back in a second, but I'll never take Eric back.
Oh,
Why? What happened with you and Eric?
He took 74 guitars from my storage. 18 of them were Kurt's. They're left-handed.
jeez.
And then when he needs money, he has sold. Like Kurt went to England and got all these Marshall stacks, like 7 out of 10 Marshalls are lemons. So for a guy with perfect pitch, like Kurt, and Miko, who's in my band now, going to the Marshall factory and getting the non-lemons, it's a big thing. Me, I don't give a shit. I don't have perfect pitch. Me and Anthony.
That's it.
So anyway,
Yeah.
they say Hole on one side, Nirvana on the other side, and he sold them.
Wow.
And then he sold like a headstock that Kurt had broke for like $100,000. And, it's like there's this guy in BC who collects stuff. And he's a bit gross. Like he collects like syringes. He collects pill bottles.
What a
and
ghoul.
Paul Allen also has 45,000 plus items that are like basically the contents of me and Francis and Kurt's entire home. And that's a long story, and I don't want to make allegations against Paul Allen on your radio show because he's got more lawyers than I do.
Oh boy.
Oh boy. But
Wait, but how would he get that stuff?
I got to ask
well,
you.
I
yeah.
can tell you, but then the lawyers would be. I'd have a lawyer.
Because
I'd
that's
get
a lot
served
potentially.
As I walked out.
It's potentially a lot of money there, obviously. And
And the less I talk about it, probably the more discreetly, and it will be to get that shit out of there.
But you got to be out of your mind about it, obviously.
I'm pissed. I'm pissed that the guitar tech, who was really sweet and nice, we found out that he has 16. So there's 38 there's only 38 Kurt guitars in the world. And he has, so Eric has 17, we have 12, and then Ernie has the remaining X amount in a storage space in Washington that he loans out to Paul Allen's museum. And it's a matter, and he did a deposition in Canada. They got no press. And it's really a matter of finding out, proving that Paul's sister Jody knew about it. Because Jody Allen kind of put it together. If she didn't know about it, she didn't know about it. But
how is it like? It's almost like in the Holocaust when they stole paintings and sold them.
Right.
They were eventually
They did it
returned.
to the Hendrix family. The EMP Music Project did it to the Hendrix family. They came to my house, and this guy Peter Blacka, he's the curator there. He showed me pictures of things like I said, needles, spoons, pill bottles. Things you don't want on display. And asked me, and I answered the door. This is 1998, so he died in 94, so this is 4 years later. And I answered the door in his long johns, Kurt's long johns. He goes, "Oh, you're wearing artifacts." I'm like, "No, I'm wearing my dead husband's clothes."
Oh, my God.
Dude, like, what? And then he wanted a bunch of stuff, and I figured Paul is really rich. I'm like, "Okay, give me a foundation. I'll give you some stuff." And they weren't playing ball. And then I put everything in storage with my name on it. So it said Courtney Love, which was like a big fucking red flag. And then sometime in 2003, the name got changed to a corporate name, and it went in arrears after 90 days, and they did an auction, a public auction.
Wow. Oh, my God.
But there's a good part to it, which is somebody was so stupid they left their real name.
Uh-huh.
So were they saying you weren't paying your monthly storage bill? And that
Yeah, they changed it to a corporate name.
And what was the monthly storage bill? Like, what was it? Was it a couple $100 a month?
$1,500
a month. And so for that they changed.
So this whoever this person is paid something like $1,500 for 18 holds.
Wow.
I got everything. And Frances asked me recently for this chair of her dad's, and I'm like, I don't have it.
Oof.
It's at Experience Music Project. So
You don't see that on Storage
we'll
Wars.
see how that goes.
No kidding. That'd be a hell of a
especially
story.
after
That one
this
open.
interview.
Right.
Well, it's amazing how they,
Man,
like
yeah.
Bobby Fischer, the chess player, he had stuff in storage, valuable stuff,
Yeah.
and somehow somebody else got a hold of it, and it was like, that's
This
your
is the
personal
trick.
shit.
They put your name into a corporation. They go 3 months without paying it. Then they put a little teeny ad in like Bethlehem, Pennsylvania that says you are going to have a sale, or Acme LLC Woodside 944 is having a sale.
Because that way your name's not on it, so nobody
No,
comes.
your name's
So no one
There you
knows
go.
Of course.
what they're
And
selling.
only one person a sale.
I
where you
understand.
Pay
I understand.
Wow.
cash. And they take it all back to
That's
us.
sleazy, man. Who has
And it was in Anaheim, California.
the lead belly guitar?
You mean the Nixon now?
Didn't Kurt get a lead belly guitar?
He did have one. I don't know where it is. Ernie might have it. The last guitar he played on Unplugged, Frances wants, though. She wants to keep that.
Who has that?
That's an art pack. I have that.
Oh, you have that. Good.
Frances and me have that.
So you and Francis are okay now? You guys are
Yeah, no, we're
on good
good.
terms?
We talk. We haven't seen each other in 3 years.
Wow.
But we just missed each other at Coachella because we went on different days. But we talk a lot.
Yeah.
So you getting
So
that
we're
back
cool.
together a little bit?
Yeah, that's
You guys
good.
had some rough
That's all
roads. Good. Good for
That's
you.
all good.
You're not going to pull an OJ and try to get your shit back, are you?
What do you mean? What did I do?
Because
Armed
OJ
robbery.
got all of his stuff stolen, and he found out some people had and went in with guns, and he's been in jail.
That's why he's in jail now, yeah.
Yeah.
4 years already? 5 years
Because they had
already?
his
That sounds
personal
like good
stuff.
fodder for fantasies.
No shit.
I don't think I could kill anybody. I could probably knee someone if I was mad
You
enough.
could hurt someone, just not, yeah.
Who's a bang in the knee? But I have to be really mad.
You never beat up somebody before?
Yeah,
Oh,
I have
she
3
has.
assault charges,
Damn.
but no convictions.
All right.
Against girls or guys?
Yeah, no, I can go to
That
Japan.
is a good one.
I'm cool for Japan.
That is a good,
Who lives in the old house?
What old house?
In
Chris
Seattle,
the old
yeah.
house that we lived in?
Yeah.
This Microsoft lady who doesn't win the little kids that come next door for their pilgrimages.
oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's got
It's
to
a
be
really
little-
waspy neighborhood, too. That's where Howard Schultz, Starbucks guy, he pulled a 1901 easement on me so I couldn't build a driveway because the city of Seattle picked on him, and then he charged the city of Seattle with anti-Semitism, hired Rogers and Cowan, and his kid was the same age as Franny, and he wouldn't let her play with him, which I thought was snotty. And he had built his driveway like seriously 2 inches onto this thing, Veretta Park, but it's so waspy, and it really is an anti-Semitic town, really. And if you don't like Jews, you don't like show people. That's a rule. So I remember going into this meeting, it's all these wasps, and it was the Friends of Veretta Park. And if you look at pictures of that thing, I mean, every day they have to take every whatever month they have to take the bench down because people write shit on the bench. Because his ashes aren't anywhere because no graveyard in Washington that's in the Willamette Valley will take his ashes.
Why? That doesn't sound right.
Suicide's a felony in Washington. It's actually in some states it's considered mental illness.
Right.
But in Washington state, for insurance reasons, because lobbies tend to make a lot of laws,
right.
Suicide is it's very high. It's very high by men with guns. And so the insurance lobbies made it into a felony.
So you can't.
So there's no life insurance.
No life insurance. You got it.
Stuff too.
That's it.
So where are the ashes?
It took me, by the way. I have a lot of them.
Oh, you split them up a little bit?
I split them up with his mom, yeah. And so she has them in this Tibetan stupa. And then there's some under a willow tree that we don't know what to do with the bloody willow tree, though. Because she's moving out of that house.
Oh, shit.
So
but I don't want to give it to Paul Allen until we straighten this little mess out.
So dig up the willow tree and bring it.
Put where?
How do you...
Central Park.
How do you do that?
Yeah, it's hard to carry a willow tree.
Put it in the back of a...
Willow trees are really delicate.
I'll take it.
No, you have an arboretum guy. Like, be very, very delicate. They have
I understand, but if you're going to leave it there, we'll
we
take
can't leave it there.
All right, we'll take it.
It's grown,
it's got a beautiful house. You want the willow tree in?
I don't think I could use a willow tree.
Like a public willow tree.
I think you're right.
But I don't know. I don't want to do that Yoko Strawberry Fields.
Yeah.
Right.
It's not really me.
Yeah, but at least Strawberry Fields is kind of protect. You want it to be somewhere public that can be watched because somebody will take it.
Yeah, that's why I thought of Paul Allen because he sort of owns. Excuse me. I burped a lot on Howard too. I'm in a perfect mood. Fuck you. You went at the harbor. So every time I burp, I'm going to pretend I'm a sailor from Pearl Harbor. What was I saying? Oh, I don't know. Now I want to make sure that this whole Experience Music project, which is that museum thing, is clean and that my stuff isn't there.
Right.
So in order to do that, there needs to be dialogue, and there needs to be dialogue between lawyers.
Ugh.
And as Shakespeare said, first thing we do, let's kill all the lawyers.
One other question, because I think you got to go.
Yeah.
Where are you at with Dave Grohl these days?
I don't know.
You guys cool?
I talked to Pat Smear
Yeah.
a little while ago, and about 2 weeks ago, Pat was the only other person in LA that could not drive. And he was also really happy. And when Kurt wanted somebody in his band that was happy, he wasn't that great a guitar player, but he was fucking happy. So I said, I know this guy that's really, really happy. And he was working for minimum wage at the SSC Superstore with my first husband, Pauline James. And Pauline James said to him, if you join that band, you're selling out. Seriously.
Wow, no kidding.
Yeah. This guy was a tranny that I married in Las Vegas. It's an annulment. Whole backstory thing. It's in my wiki.
Who knew we had so much in common?
We all do it, right?
Of course.
Courtney Jim isn't the tranny, so that's why I was
really?
saying.
I married a tranny in Las Vegas. Oh, it was funny. No, came back to the Club Lingerie. Peppers were there. L7 was there. Gun Club guys were there. I said, I just married Paul James, and no one laughed.
Really?
Now, if these people aren't laughing, I did something bad.
Right.
And then I didn't have money for a lawyer for like a year, so it took me a year to get it annulled. He was really into pantyhose.
Yeah, of course.
So when Kurt called Pat at the SSC Superstore, Pauline James was there. He's like, if you join Nirvana, you're selling out. So Pat, to this day, is in the Foo Fighters, and he said, you know, every time this shit comes up, Dave says, I have nothing to do with it. He goes, you know, have you ever thought that it could just be the lawyers?
Yeah.
And that actually is food for thought. But when I went on Howard and I said, many years ago, I said, I'll have lunch with him. He went on Howard and he was like, you know, basically fuck her. So it's not a Yoko thing about us. What it is it's not even a dislike thing on my end. It's that first of all, I had absolutely no awareness of how big they were until a few months ago when I bought my guitar player a Telecaster, looked up at Guitar Center and saw what I thought was the Super Bowl. It was a Foo Fighter show. Holy fuck, they're big.
You had no idea?
They're huge.
Arenas.
We
all know that.
Like,
yeah.
big arenas.
But how did it take you so long to know that?
That's not even the point. The point is that there's a financial issue with, like, money market accounts, pension plans, da-da-da-da, under something called Nirvana Inc. that doesn't include Francis, and I need to get to the bottom of what that is. And maybe it's just lawyers, because lawyers are hacks in rock and roll. So, you know, but I'm so sick of lawyers. I just want to play rock.
And you're going to.
They're telling us you have to leave. But it's Courtney, Courtney on Twitter, and she's got a bunch of solo dates starting. You can just go to Ticketmaster.com. Starting June 20th in Philly. She's hitting Boston, Maryland, here in Brooklyn, Port Chester, New York, Asbury Park, and in Huntington. There's a whole bunch of gigs.
Asbury Park, the Stone Penny.
Yeah,
like
Springsteen's
5 hours.
There's a great outdoor stage you're going to be playing at the Stone Pony. Yeah, it's awesome right across.
I mean, these are small shows.
Yeah.
But cool
That'll do the TV show.
Hey, Courtney, real quick, you think Nirvana would still be together today if Kurt was alive?
No.
Of course not.
He would have went off
and
did his own thing.
Together. He might be married to a model and living on the Upper West Side, and have twins, and we might be in Twitter wars.
You never know.
Was he ready to leave Nirvana? That rumor was out there.
You got to talk to Azarad and Charlie Cross. And
that Unplugged album showed his talent. I mean, we all knew how talented he was, but that Unplugged album and his voice, holy fuck.
I know. I was listening to All Apologies. Howard was playing it. Howard doesn't play Nirvana a lot. I think he was doing it because I was there.
Right.
But it's like, I wasn't in Nirvana. I was in Hole.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go on Lithium after this, and it's a 90s station, and all I'm going to play is Chicks.
That's cool.
Yeah, because all they play, somebody told me they still play Bush all day. Is like, I know, can you believe it? Bush and like Soundgarden and like
a lot of Soundgarden.
STP. I know, but I'm not playing
Puddle
any
of
of
Mud.
that. I'm playing like PJ Harvey, Elastica,
Veruca Salt.
Verve. I'm not playing Veruca Salt because I'm playing the Breeders.
Okay.
So,
The Breeders are
one
cool.
sort of
Yeah.
all
right.
I was playing.
What about
basically
butt
Chicks.
trumpets?
The butt trumpets.
Yeah.
I like the Imperial butt trumpet.
Remember them?
What?
Imperial butt trumpet. That was Paul Tollett's first band.
I have no idea.
Golden Boys.
I know butt trumpets. You're ugly. You should play that one.
What's that?
Play butt
Like
trumpets
from the 90s.
Yeah, you should know that
some
one.
song.
By who
It was
is
a one-hit wonder by the butt trumpets. You're ugly. It's a great song.
The Imperial Butt Wizards. Oh, the guy that runs Coachella was in a band called the Imperial Butt Wizards.
Oh, Imperial Butt Wizards. Is
Now, this is
different.
butt trumpets. You got butt trumpets?
I think it was just butt trumpet.
Now, were you married to a transvestite or a transsexual? Like a cross-dresser?
Oh, Jimmy.
Oh, okay. See,
But he wasn't into women per se.
Oh, did he have breasts?
No.
No good for me. No good for me.
No, you need to
What's your
pull.
name?
Jim. Oh, nice.
Jimmy
Courtney just gave
Gallo.
my chest a nice squeeze.
A man. What are these called? Man breasts.
Man boobs. Not as bad as they used to be.
I'm giving you a.
They're normally called pecs.
A mammogram. A manogram.
Oh.
I like the
What's
nipple
the guy's
play.
name with the cowboy hat?
Don
Imus.
Imus.
Don Imus.
Yeah, what's his thing? He's like really right wing.
No, he's just an older man.
boy.
He's not too sure of what he should say and shouldn't say sometimes.
I see.
He's just an older gentleman.
Does he say?
He leans
stupid
right.
Shit?
Sometimes, yeah.
I see.
He's been known to say some stupid shit, but who hasn't really?
Yeah,
Oh yeah. Please,
all- We've all blurted out some
I don't know
dumb
about
shit.
that. An hour
It
ago.
happens, you know.
Yeah.
All right.
I will
hour
say
ago.
that felt very good. There was a little bit of almost nipple play there, and I'm very happy you did that.
Oh,
Thank
that's
you.
right.
Yeah.
Let me
Jimmy.
just
Hey,
give you a
Courtney,
little. Just,
I like
you can
that.
take it. You can take it. You can take it.
He
you
likes
can take
that.
It.
Courtney,
Pinching my
Jim,
nipple.
that's like his favorite thing. He likes to get his nipples pinched.
Yeah,
when
He
he's
loves
having
nipple
sex.
play. He loves
Yeah,
nipple play.
I like that a
I
lot.
sense
You
that.
do.
We really got to get her out of here,
All right,
unfortunately.
all this testosterone smells.
I know,
Nice.
right?
All right.
Oh, my
I
God.
love the
Is there
smell of
Courtney, thanks so
testosterone in the
much.
morning.
Courtney
All right,
Love,
guys,
everyone.
pleasure to meet you. I hope I come back.
Yes, please do.
And I'm sorry about our misunderstanding
No,
about
it wasn't a
shock
misunderstanding. It was
jocks.
nothing.
No,
it was
you know.
nothing.
See, it wasn't
Motherfuckers.
shocking.
We
Motherfuckers.
barely
Courtney,
even
right? This
mentioned
interview
it.
wasn't shocking
Yeah,
at
we were-
all, right? That we didn't.
No, it's
Yeah, we
fine.
weren't bothered
I
by
know.
it. We
No.
just want to get to the bottom of it. That's all.
we were just happy.
we were cool the whole
Bottom of the
time.
damn thing.
Look, we're just happy American Idol. That's friggin' awesome.
That's
Congratulations
I
on the
never
American.
fucking said anything about American motherfucking Idol. All right, you guys. Let's go.
This It's the Opie and Anthony Show, Sirius XM.
I got hit in the face with your tampon at the Palladium.
Oh,
I'm like,
man.
I didn't do it, man.
They'll attribute that to you because.
Yeah, I mean, I love the accolade, but I didn't think of it.
Yeah.
That's a big fetish for a lot of guys, too. It's a really weird one. That's one I don't get.
Be hit by a tampon?
No, tampons are a
She told
fetish.
me she was having a really heavy flow, and then she could just
Clumpy?
see the blood spurting off of the...
Oh, man.
Wow.
Yeah, but I mean, if your fucking drummer gets hit in the head with a hard bottle, like, you know...
got to fight with what you got.
You got to fight with your little
Bloody
string.
tampons.
Just
Take your pearl out there and...
Now, you don't deny that you were pretty wild back in what they call the day, right?
I'm wild in the day, but, you know, there's this great Flaubert quote. He wrote the book of Madame Bovary. It is wild in my work, bourgeois in my life.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Does that fit you? Yeah.
That fits me to a T right now.
Yeah. Oh, so you've in your personal life, what, you've kind of mellowed out
Bourgeois.
a little bit? Bourgeois.
Gracious living.
Bourgeois.
Gracious living.
But still, when you're on stage and stuff, you're
Yeah, but I don't
out there.
stage dive anymore.
No.
Because, I mean, the fingering and everything else. I was trying to...
Courtney
Hi,
Love.
Courtney.
Hi.
How are you, Courtney?
How are you?
How are you?
Good.
What's going
Take a
on?
Just coming
seat.
from Stern.
Have a seat. Yeah, huh?
Yeah.
What happened? Jim Brewer was...
He was like, has she left yet? Because I have a story. And he's on SNL, and he told this story. It's total bullshit. So I went back in there and clarified it.
Oh,
yeah.
Jim Brewer, right?
Yeah, Brewer.
Yeah.
Yeah, we know him
He was
pretty
telling
well.
an SNL story that just wasn't true.
Really?
About you?
Yeah, people always have this sort of like Courtney stole my grandmother's wedding ring and then menstruated on my Patisi sheets and then she burned the building down kind of thing. So, and then she punched my grandma.
People will usually err to the side of you probably did something outrageous, though. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, even Howard was showing me this picture. He goes, "See, you're not wearing underwear." I'm like, that is a thin strip of cotton.
Oh, there's a difference.
A little sneak shot
No,
that was taken.
it was a stage diving those days.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So you covered up the goods with something.
I always covered up the goods.
You
man.
covered up the
'Cause
goods.
I don't want air down there.
You must have been
supposed
caught
to air it
though.
out, though?
What?
Aren't you supposed to air it out?
Well, when you're in the bath and shit, yeah.
But I figured being
But not on
constant
stage.
wearing like
I mean, my move, I only have one rock move, is up my foot pivot point. It was like, okay, Vedder could do this, you know, Kurt could do this, Cordell could do this, and they get you like football heroes. And I kept trying to prove the point, and
Yeah.
I never broke any. My limbs never got broken.
Right.
But my clothes would all be off.
Wow.
Would guys
What
grope you, pushing you back up?
Yeah, I mean, there's pictures of just very violent and da-da-da. But I just liked it. I was like, all right, are you going to rape me? Are you going to rape me? Was this some sort of like
Wow.
game you play? I don't know.
so guys actually would finger you, or she would.
Yeah.
Crowd surf?
But I didn't really feel it because I was also fighting off my arms getting broken, tits getting squeezed, and
Yeah, you got to prioritize the body
Yeah,
parts
you
at that
know,
point.
you don't
Yeah,
feel the
yeah.
finger.
neck getting twisted.
Right.
So if you're mellow in your personal life, does that make you want to go back to work because you kind of miss
Yeah,
that?
I'm touring. I start touring on the 20th. I can't wait.
Where's the tour
Fucking
start?
wait. It's a tertiary market tour, meaning it's like small venues, like Stone Penny and House of Blues and like things like that.
Right.
And then I'm doing this television show, which shall not be named, that I thought I would never do TV. Ever. Ever. You know, like TV's the devil. I mean, I remember walking around Memphis with Woody Harrelson, like 14 years ago during that Larry Flint movie, and unfortunately his name was Woody, the bartender, as well, and it was like walking around with a fucking beetle.
Wow, yeah.
And I had this one girlfriend who became a soap opera star, and I went to a mall with her, and these ladies were they were like cattle. They were very large and in sweat outfits, and she was mobbed.
Yeah, yeah.
And
All
her
for
name-
being on TV.
from being on a soap opera.
Yeah, but
and
you're
they knew her
recognizable.
storyline, and they didn't know her name as an
Right.
actress. And,
Yeah.
and anyway, TV's just never been my thing, particularly what we call reality TV or whatever. And this isn't like some E! channel Courtney's life thing.
What TV show is it?
I can't tell you.
Oh, man.
Oh, wow.
Because it's a network thing. So it's a big thing.
Is it something that's already on, or is it brand new?
No, it's already on.
Oh.
Look at that.
Well, maybe like American Idol.
I can't say. I just can't say.
Judge or something.
I just can't say.
A judge on American Idol.
I just can't say.
That's a big
She
gig.
can't
I just can't say.
Wow, you're going to be on American
gig.
Idol. That's great. That's a great gig.
I did not say that.
I didn't. I'm
That's
just
a
saying
great
that
gig.
if you did that
Wow,
one-
American
All I know
Idol. We
is
got a
that-
scoop today.
Is that this show is looking for up on the monitor, so you can sort of see up, and the thicker the line of cotton is, the more safe I feel.
Right. Yeah.
All right, I get
Certainly
it.
waxed.
Yeah.
You
Right,
don't
you don't want any pubes sticking out of it.
Yeah, wires.
Unruly.
Yeah.
Unruly.
Like
keep
the
it all
Black
cleaned
Crowes
down.
America cover.
There is a band that was called L7. They're awesome.
Sure.
And this is like coming to the collective, and now it's me, but I didn't do it. I didn't think of this. This girl named Janita Sparks. I grew up with her. Actually, her bass player, Jennifer Finch, who's my oldest friend, still has the same phone number. I don't want to say the area code, but it's 475-0119. It's been that for 37 years.
Damn.
Okay? So if I'm ever in jail, that is the number I
That's
can
the one
call.
you have memorized. Yeah.
Anyway, Finch and Anita, they were at Reading in England, and they were getting bottled and booed and mud and da-da-da. And Anita was on a really quite heavy menses, and she reaches into her jeans and she just took this tampon and she threw it into the crowd. It's a 100,000 person crowd. Legendary, right?
That's rock
Brilliant.
and roll right
I
there.
wish I had fucking thought of it.
That's rock and roll.
So this guy comes up to me
Shocking.
about, I don't know, 2 weeks ago, and he goes, yeah,